Hey everyone, it's me, 5th Rate Duelist, with a 6th rate deck because I'm kinda mediocre at Yu-Gi-Oh! But that changes now with my new segment, The Road to YCS. That's right, guys, I want to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! My whole Twitter is based off the idea that someone who's not that great at the game can still enjoy it and still be part of the community, and it's been awesome. I've written thousands of tweets about Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly I would classify as more of a 3 out of 5, but every now and then I get a killer 5 out of 5 that just gets destroyed because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players do not know how to take a joke. Well, actually, you can get a virtual world deck for under $600. That's the joke, man! That's the joke! Anyway, I want to go to a YCS. And I know anyone can go to a YCS, unless, of course, you post a really incriminating video of yourself. I jokingly made a video. Jokingly, anyone with a brain would know that. But for me, I've never felt ready. I've never felt like I'm at a level where I can go to YCS and enjoy myself. I feel like if I'd go to YCS, I'd get stomped on and they would tell me that I should enter the Dragon tournament next time. You know, the one for 13-year-olds. And to be fair, I would probably get wrecked in that tournament too. But we can change that. The problem is I'm kind of a slow player. Like, I don't do it on purpose. I'm just not good enough at the game to make quick decisions, and there's time limits, right? How slow are you? It's like, well, I'm slower than a game with Mystic Mind. Okay, maybe not that bad. That's pretty low. But, you know, I gotta get better. There are a few tried and true tests to see if you're truly a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. So number 1 is, do you read? And let's just say, most of the time, if it's Pendulum, I'm just like, I'm sure there's a few negates on the board. I'll just figure it out as we go. So maybe I could work on that. Number 2, do you know what Pot of Greed does? Let's see. I think it has something to do with drawing. It's not quite clear whether they mean drawing cards or drawing a picture of a pot of greed. So I'm still working on that one. Number 3, have you read Misc? To which I say, let's read it now just in case I miss something. Apparently it's only in the main phase! So what's my tournament experience? Basically, I used to play 8 years ago. I took it very seriously. It was around the time of Dragon Rulers and Spellbooks. I had my Gravekeeper's deck, and I used to play second place in the weekend tournament a lot, which was pretty cool, but I never made topped in the weekdays tournament, which I think were harder. And then I quit the game for some reason, which I can't really remember. It's kind of like blocked off from my memory, like maybe I just got OTK'd too hard, or maybe it was the smell. Not quite sure which one. And then I came back after 7 years. It was a year ago, and it was around the time of Sky Striker, Salomon Great, Orcus, and Thunder Dragons. And I brought my really old Gravekeeper's deck, and because Necker Valley is Bay, I was able to survive. And sometimes I actually won games. And then I started to transition to other decks, and there was one time that I placed in top 4 in locals, but to be fair, there were only like 7 people that enrolled, and yeah. But hey, I got like $5 or something like that. It was dope. One thing is for sure, I never made it to a YCS, so I really want to go. So how will this work? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up short goals for myself, because if you have a big goal, the best way to reach it is to break it down into smaller steps. So first I'm going to participate in an online tournament. Then I'm going to work up to a remote duel, which is harder because I'm not that familiar with the cards, so I can't use the crutch of reading the cards during the game. So I'll have to figure that out. And that's the biggest barrier in me trying, is I'm kind of freaked out about that, so I think that would be a good intermediate step. Then I'll attend a regional whenever those come back, and then I'll go to a YCS whenever those come back, hopefully in 2021. Really hoping for that. And in the meanwhile, I'll be practicing Yu-Gi-Oh! Hopefully at least 5 days a week to really learn the decks and get it down, watching the videos, putting the work in, and I'll be streaming 2, which I stream 2 to 3 times a week. And here are my times and my handles below if you'd like to stop by and help me out or just hang out. We'd love to have you. Now it's about picking a deck. I asked my Twitter, what's easier, combo or control? And if you look at it, they were very unanimous and they totally decided that it was 50% control, 50% combo. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a little rough for me. So what I ended up doing is I just picked Shaddolls because I just like that deck. I have played control in the past. I mean, I was a Gravekeeper's player. Then I moved on to Salmon Gray, which is like kind of control. Or I can't even get it out. Okay, I mean, it gets worse. I was actually at the card shop and I was talking about how, like, oh, Salmon Gray is just, it's too hard. It's too combo for me. I can't do it. And this is what happened.
You think Salad is a combo deck?
Oh my god! Wow. So I ended up picking Invoked Shaddolls. Also because I'm broke and I can't afford like triple tactic talents and lightning storm and all those very affordable cards that Konami keeps printing. Only one time. And not any more than that. So I also like the artwork, I like the effects, I like the lore. And so I bought the cards and I tested it out. Then my Twitch suggested that I use PAX Trap Shaddolls, and I really like this one because I like Torrential Tribute. I've always thought it was such a good card, and everyone's like, you don't use that anymore, and so I took it out of my Gravekeepers, and then Pac has it in his deck, and I'm like, I was right, at least once I was right, go me. So, yeah, there are some cards that I can't really afford right now. It's like the Ice Dragon Prison and the Access Code Talkers, I think, are the most expensive one. But that's okay, I'll keep it online because online is free, right? Right? Alright, it's time for Zodiac. Stacks on stacks on stacks, stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks. I would totally link to that song, but I think it would give me a copyright claim. Anyway, looks like I'm trying to do things. Would it have been better to... Oh, I got Book of Moon. Let's see. That's unfortunate. Okay, it looks like he's gonna Zeus me. Or she. Could be female, could be neither. So let's kind of see what I got going on. I know my construct will be good, but if they attack my construct, the effect will not activate because it is in the middle of the damage step when the monster flips over. So, I don't know if I really should have summoned all that many monsters, because he was clearly going to use Zeus's effect, but, I ended up getting it black, so maybe it didn't really matter, because my clown just keeps coming back. Unfortunately, I have Pank, but I can't do anything about it right now. And then, again, my clown comes. I might have not set the fusion spell. I think that would have been smarter. To just kind of hold it in hand because Zeus has its effect. And finally, the Lancia that I was main decking in this time actually worked out a lot. And for some reason, they didn't attack my clown again. And I do not know why. Because I think they would have won. And I'm not quite sure why I didn't attack the Golden Lord, because this was at 26. Maybe it was like beefed up. I'm not quite sure. And then they end up summoning 2 golden boys. I'm gonna call them golden boys. I know it's disrespectful because they're Lord, but I don't care. And then I'm getting my Schism, and my Schism is gonna help me out because it gets me fusion monsters, it gets their effects, and then it gets rid of light monsters on their field. I'm definitely kind of wishing I had Super Poly at this point because, yeah. So they know what's up. They know it's Schism. They need to get rid of it. But thankfully I had an Ash to stop the special summon. And I got my Construct in so I could get my combos going. I probably wouldn't have sent... Well, actually, I didn't have anything to negate it. So I think it would be okay. But I just put Beast up because I needed to draw cards and get something in my hand. And Beast is actually pretty high attack, so that's really good. So thankfully I got my Alistair. Alistair is the best boy. And I summoned Purgatrio, which is my favorite Invoked monster, and attacked for a game. So thank you, Purgatrio. I think the other player made some misplays. I'm not quite sure why they did some of the things they did. Like, I wouldn't have special summoned that, but I was going to destroy it with Phoenix anyway, so maybe that was a misclick. So that was number 1. Actually, one of many. Alright, let's look at Drytron, which looks like a really interesting deck. I kind of am interested in maybe trying. So yeah, let's look it up. Alright, so swap it out so you can see my point of view. This is Pax, the deck, his trap-based one. And yeah, I definitely made some misplays during this game. Mostly due to lack of familiarity with the cards, but kind of getting more familiar with time. So Vanity's Fiend is a light, so that is really good. Unfortunately, I can't use Super Poly because it stops me from special summoning, so I just set 4 and hope they don't have a Harpy's Feather Duster. So thankfully I had Dogmatic Punishment in order to get the Apgalone and start getting cards to my hand. And yeah, I want to start banishing. So I actually decided to special Ariel, but I really should have just sent it to the grave first so I could banish. So that was kind of a flaw on my part. I really like Ice Dragon's Prison. I think it's a great card, and it gets me to start banishing. So I imagine they're gonna Zeus me because they summon this tiny little thing. Oh, yep. So they Zeus me. And I forgot that Dogmatica Punishment doesn't let me special summon from the extra deck. And so I can't activate my cards, but I was able to make some monsters, and then I banished the wrong monsters. I should have banished Natasha. But I was focused on banishing the Drytrons, so that was a mistake on my part. But that's okay. It's fine. And then, unfortunately, they end up taking control of my construct, which is not fun. And then they summon that Link monster, and I put the construct in the wrong zone, so they took that monster too. And it is not until the end of the term. They just take it forever. So my board is cleared and I'm kind of in a rough spot. And then they activate Lancia, so I can't do Schism. So I'm definitely in a rough spot. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. And so I had to activate Schism to get rid of that Borreload because I was going to die. And so thankfully I made Apgalone, and I really like having multiple Apgalones because it's really good to have a dart that's not Winda, because Winda can hurt you too. So I got rid of a bunch of monsters, and of course Shaddolls Fusion came in clutch because that card is so good. Summoning using monsters from the deck is like so good. And then I had Schism in order to get rid of the construct, and unfortunately you don't get the effect if your opponent has construct. And I really should have summoned Apgalone in attack position, but I guess I was just kind of concerned about my life points or something like that. I don't really know. And then I went for it, made Celine, and then I was gonna go for Access Code Talker. And then I unfortunately put the order incorrectly, but I think it turned out okay because they ended up surrendering because I was going to win. So yeah, go me. That was really fun with Pax Deck. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see. I do want to keep this going. Probably every 1 or 2 weeks I'll post a new video with my progress. And consider joining my Yu-Gi-Oh journey. Follow me on Twitch. Come help me learn or play a duel with me. Or subscribe to my Patreon, which will help me fund my Yu-Gi-Oh journey and get that elusive access code talker that I really hope to get. So, yeah, thank you so much.